Greetings, my friends. I am Kolar the Unkilled, and I have a new load order with 150 mods, and I've made a new character with which to show them off. So let us now take a look. This load order features TPOS2, along with a few of the TPOS2 modules that are made to play along with that. Among many other things, I've got weapons, I've got armor, I've got magic, and lots of graphics. The idea is I want the game to look great. We will likely be experiencing some FPS loss here and there, you know, as long as it doesn't crash. And this load order should be stable. I've done a lot of testing with it, so we shall see if I eat my words there. Okay, come on now. Here we go. I'm not going to spend much time on this. I just want to go down the list so that anybody watching can see what all is on here. There's a lot going on. Oh yes. Oh yes, I even have Rudolph. Thank my 4-year-old son for that one. But actually it's a really good mod. You can fly around, and I have tried other flight mods, and this one performs actually better. So I don't mind having it in the load order. My new character, Zdarra, female orc. She's good with axes, blades. She's also going to be very effective with magic. She's somewhat of a magical prodigy, if even she doesn't fully realize that yet. She will be making her way to the College of Winterhold, where she will become very powerful. She is a bit unusual, which I like to create unique, unusual characters. She will not be the only character that I'll be going through this load order with. I will be remaking my namesake, Kolar, and Kolar will complete the Civil War. He will complete the main quest. Zdarra here is going to do some of the other things that Kolar won't get around to. Dark Brotherhood, perhaps, Thieves Guild. I've got mods that involve all of those quest lines. In fact, I've got a new Dark Brotherhood mod, Save the Dark Brotherhood. I want to test that out and see how that works. And as you can see here now, it's starting to glitch out, because this is what happens when you have this many mods running. The system can't keep up. So we'll see how it performs as we go through here. Also, you're going to notice some strange things going on with my load order. Grass, for instance, being way down here, and my lighting, ruins clutter, horn candles being near the bottom of the load order. There is a legitimate explanation for all of those things. They are there for a reason. We'll get into that at some point, but for now, let us see what we can get into. Where's he at? Gorbash. Gorbash, you are coming with me. We're going to make our way to Whiterun. We're going to walk. We're going to see all the scenery on the way there. We're going to fight the battles. It's going to be glorious. I can finally get out from underneath the stuffiness of this stronghold. Hey, who are you? Hunter. Be careful up in those hills. Lots of bears. Bears are dangerous. Bears and saber-cats are made more dangerous by the mod Savage Skyrim, which I've actually really come to enjoy. With Savage Skyrim installed, if a bear hits you, it knocks you over. Same thing with a saber-cat. Wolves can knock you over. Giants can send you flying across space. Hey, who do we have here?
Mike wishes you well.
Mike.
Where bears? Where? Bears? Men that are bears?
What? Yes. Run along, Mike. I would invite you along on our journey with us, but our journey is a perilous one. I don't think you'd make it, Mike. I do like to use AFT to make Mike a follower, though. I think that's fun, especially if I'm playing a Khajiit character. You can use AFT to adjust his stats. You can make him very powerful, because in the base game, he's not powerful at all. Ah! What treachery is this? This takes us back towards Markarth. We may as well go discover Markarth while we're over here. Markarth has a lot going on with TPS2 where that's concerned. Additional areas added to mainly the above Markarth area. I'm not going to be exploring that right now. Oh, what is it?
Been looking for you. Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only.
Well, come on out with it.
Let's see. Ah, a letter from the Jarl. Moving up in the world, eh? Looks like that's it.
What Jarl? I know no Jarl. Ah. This rain feels good. It's getting rather hot. I'll go as far as the stables. Man, this place has changed. Hanging bodies now? This civil war is getting out of hand. Yes, we shall explore the additions to Markarth another time. And yes, I could just take the carriage to Whiterun. I'm actually not going to do that because the walk from here to Whiterun, on the way we pass the city of Granite Hill, it's a walk that I find most scenic. There's a lot to see, a lot to do. Oh, look at this big fella. Hail.
Yes.
I think you should come with us. You look useful. Alright, so here we shall use our AFT. Tweak, make follower.
What?
Manage. What's your name? Grushnag. Grushnag. You're a big guy. Are you as tough as you look?
Malakath, witness our deeds.
Indeed, Malakath, witness our deeds. We shall soon find... Oh, that's a serious-looking fella. What kind of armor are you wearing?
This doesn't concern you, citizen. Go now. Return to your pathetic...
Very well. You may go. I'll allow it. Ah. You don't want to mess with those Thalmor guys. They're serious. We are going to make our way to Whiterun in the rain. I was hoping for better weather for this trip. Ah, but I do not use Cheat Room to change the weather. At my whim, I just deal with it, I think. Really, what's the point in having a weather mod if you're just going to change the weather all the time? Mythical Ages has never disappointed me. It nearly always looks good. Whoa. Oh!
Go ahead, try and fight back.
Ah!
Yeah. Easily blocked.
Where are my helpers?
You won't get the best of me. No one best. Enough of this. You're ready to die today.
Forgot my controls for a second there.
You're a fool to fight.
There you go.
It's nothing. Pray to Zdarra while you can. We're dying in this place here.
Oh well, must have run off.
Oh, you're tough. Sharab Gro Yagers.
Those flames get out of control, and you're gonna wish they hadn't.
Very well, very well. Thank you. Now, let's see. Ooh. Take it. That was close. That was too close, guys. Grashnag, where were you? Standing back shooting with your pitiful bow. Okay, where'd that guy go? Where'd he go? He's all the way over here. All right, very well. Let us proceed. You know, we may have to find some place to get in out of this rain. This is fastly becoming not good traveling weather. Hey, what do we have here? Oh, I can't search him. He's wearing that new Imperial armor. Requires key. We have one lockpick. We'll have to come back to this place later. We'll be back. We'll discover more of whatever that may be. Come on, let us make haste. More hostiles. Whoa. Fuck me, look at the size of him.
Is someone there?
Core.
Over here.
Core, you're a big one, aren't you? Oh my goodness. What manner of treachery is this? Oh. The savagery of the Forsworn. Ah. Can't very well get in there. Master lock, and I've only got one pick. Either of you have the key? Wow. Dual enchanted swords. Alorn, greetings. Yes, I'm looting the same body.
Yes.
Did you see a giant orc fellow go by here? Come on, guys. So the reason I'm going to Whiterun is because of the mod Forbidden Magic. Complete Forbidden Magic. There's a stack of books in Farengar's study in Whiterun that I will be availing myself of. There's also a stack of books in Solitude, Winterhold, and Windhelm. We'll collect all the Forbidden Magic books. We're not yet powerful enough to use them. Oh, but when we are, it's going to be glorious. Okay, you know what? We need to find some shelter. This is ridiculous. Okay. I don't think we should be far from Granite Hill. Let's check the map. Ooh, yeah, we are a bit far. Alright. You guys coming? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Isn't old Hraldan around here somewhere? Oh. Where did all these guys come from? This civil war is insane. So here's some of the new Civil War armor. That's the same, and that, but this... that doesn't look bad at all. I want this axe. Thank you. Alright, come on. We've got to get out of this rain. Finally.
A visitor. Old Golden Inn has hundreds of years of history. You'll be looking to rent Tiber Septim's room, I take it?
Tiber Septim's room? Yeah, whatever. I just need a place to
Have a good
sleep.
rest. It's the big room with the double bed. I'll show you to your
Very
room.
well.
Right this way.
Here we have a good demonstration of the window shadows lighting mod, how window shadows complements ELE in the most extraordinary way. I love it. And here are goat handles at the bottom of the load order because something was overriding them. I believe it's
Did you clean the linens yet?
it's Ruins Clutter or possibly even TPOS2 itself. I have to have the goat horns below those two mods, otherwise they don't show up. Okay. We'll sleep till about 6 o'clock in the morning. Hopefully things have cleared up by then. Even if not, yeah, at least we have enough light to travel by now. Boy, what are you doing in my room while I sleep? Curious about one who looks as I do? Yes. Don't see many bleached-haired orcs, do you? Oh no, that's interesting.
Hjalti, is that you? I've been waiting.
Hjalti? Who the hell is Hjalti?
You promised me, Hjalti. You promised that when we sacked Folden, you would make me your sworn.
I promised nothing to you.
And I've waited. Even after the enemy's arrows dug into my chest and their hammers crushed my bones, I've waited. Give me your sword, Hjalti, that we may become brothers, as you promised.
I can barely hear him. A sword, that's a fool's errand. I'll tell you what, I'll find your sword.
I long to taste battle again.
But for now, I have other matters to attend to, Ghost. Now let us continue onward to Whiterun. Now where shall we go from Whiterun? I think we should make our way up to Winterhold, so that we can initiate the college questline and begin the process of making Zdarra here very, very powerful. Oh, this is much better. Who are they running about? And who are you?
What do you want?
Gloesh McGrob, you're huge. There's a lot of big orcs walking around here, isn't there? Valen Forest Hollow. This is the thing that I like most about TPOS2. You've got all of these added wandering NPCs, and it doesn't say wanderer, or citizen, or hunter, or orc. Each one is named in an authentic, lore-friendly fashion. And as such, I like to follow with such individuals. Gloesh, you're coming with me. I can use one such as you.
Lead us to our next task.
Are you as tough as you look? There was another one, just like you, named Kor. Helped me out last night. Do you know Kor? Who are you? Somebody axe toes. It's brilliant. TPOS2. Zoom out to Nesbit. Nesbit spends a lot of time, has spent a lot of time over the years on these mods. Nesbit, if you're listening to this, if you ever see this, it is the greatest thing to have all of these named NPCs added to the world. It just completes the game in my mind. Zoom out to you, Nesbit. You've done very well with these TPOS mods. And I know not everybody is a fan due to certain compatibility issues. You should be, though, because the mods are compatible. You saw my load order. I'm running 150 mods. Uh-oh. Savage Skyrim's installed. We actually must be careful here. Ah! I didn't mean to use AFT on the Saber Cat. Oh!
How skin.
I'm dead? Well, that's a bit embarrassing. slain by a saber cat. But that's Savage Skyrim for you. I am playing on Adept difficulty level, and I was just obliterated by a saber cat. Whew. Wait till you see what giants can do. Okay. Let's try this again.
This better be good.
Come on now.
Go where the challenge is greatest.
Kiarmi axe toes. Out of my way. Out. Where am I going? Oh. This skeleton is sturdier than most.
Must have scared him off.
Must have scared him off my ass. Ooh, let me get that ruby. There we go. Alright, we need to be heading this way. As you can see, the effects of my leveler's jewel. I don't like to use cheat room and just arbitrarily add levels, but the leveler's jewel is nice because when you wear it, you level up 20 times faster. So you actually still have to do the things that you'd have to do to level up. It's just a much quicker, less tedious process. And then at some point I will take off the leveler's jewel. And this time, why don't we just give the saber cat its distance? Here we are again. Some ransacked, burnt down house. Can we get in? Yeah, what happened here? Ah. I can't get to him. Go this way. See the elaborate texturing of these ordinary robes? Elaborate textiles. Very good mod. Relatively lightweight. Makes so much of the clothing in Skyrim more worth looking at. More worth wearing, actually. And there we see a beautiful, picturesque oh, there's Bardleap's summit up there. What is this place called? Now I can't remember. Oh. Save me from the wolf. Pathetic. Oh, it's a large wolf. An adult wolf. Yes, because when you run Savage Skyrim along with the mod Real Wildlife, you are in for much more of a treat, much more of a hard time when it comes to the animals, because there are many more different types of animals to be discovered, different ages. Here we had the young wolf. Even the young wolf was somewhat of a challenge to us at this point. But you have all these animals that Real Wildlife adds to the game, to the world, and then you have Savage Skyrim making them all much, much tougher. It is quite the combination. Even a skeever the size of that one demands a certain bit of respect because they can knock you back. So, I don't know. The real reason I keep that mod, Savage Skyrim, the reason I keep that is for what it does to giants and mammoths. It makes giants and mammoths so tough, so powerful, that even relatively late into the game, when you're higher level, 50, 60th level, they still present a challenge. And you have to be careful when you deal with them. And that is as it should be, I believe. And now look at this. Look at the beauty of this. Mythical ages. The sun is coming up. It's blinding me. We just had some trees pop in right there. The tree mod is the new SFO 2.0, ported by my man Skyfall. Zoom out to Skyfall for doing a wonderful job on so many mods. I'm getting a little bit of frame loss here. Let's hope I don't crash. This is The Town of Granite Hill by John Rose. Zoom out to John Rose for being one of the single greatest mod authors ever in the history of Skyrim. So Granite Hill is a beautiful... I just have to have this in my game. There should be a town right here where this is. And if there isn't, it's an empty spot, and it just does not seem right. Here's the player home that you can get with this mod, and we'll be looking at this a bit later. For now, I just want to make my way back to Whiterun. Make my way to Whiterun, period. Ooh, uh-oh. A little bit of scenery popping in here. Not another saber cat. Keep your distance, beast. I shall throttle you. Here we can get a glimpse of some of the ruins that TPOS2 adds to the Whiterun Tundra area. Like everything else, we will be taking a closer look at those. Yeah, I'm really getting some stuttering coming through here. Here we can show off John Rose's, the Sky King's cow texture, which I just love. McDonald's Highland cows, which I find that I can no longer play the game without, just because of how... And I would never have noticed before I tested that mod. I made a video on it, on the cow texture. I did a comparison of it versus vanilla, and once I really saw in the comparison just how bad the vanilla is compared to the cow mod, I could no longer abide those vanilla textures, as is the case with so many things. Now look at what we have going on here. Other than me being mauled by a saber cat. I'm going to cheat just a little bit to survive the encounter. Oh my gosh. Gods! Divines! They're so powerful! Okay. We need this. May as well have that. Can't get those. We'll save the rest of my perks. Okay.
I'll show you what a real look is.
Give me your pelts. So there we had a young saber cat and an adult together. I think normally there would have just been one. Shall we take the meat? I wonder if their meat is any good. Well, that's troll flesh. I will not pollute my body with troll flesh. What are these guys doing? Ah, you guys are with him, aren't you? You're all traveling together. I see. That's right. Oh, what I was pointing out when I was so rudely molested by that saber cat was the sky texture. As you can see, everything is fine now. Looks good. So I'm using natural clouds as the cloud texture, along with Mythical Ages. And every once in a while, you'll see something like that up in the sky. But it is relatively brief. And it usually, it just lasts for a couple of minutes at the most, and then it goes away. It fades. Which is good, because I couldn't abide such sky textures. There's some more of the... Okay, let's move on. I'm all about textures in this game. I love finding them and spotting them. There's a wild horse out there running around. Ah. This is a great load order, but it's not perfect. And that all boils down to the limitations of the console. I don't have any LODs, like LOD enhancement mods, so it is often the case, if I look far enough out in the distance, things don't look too good out there. The scenery, the grass is late to populate, but that is really just, it's just the limitations of the console. What? Really? Really?
Oh well.
Ah, I didn't mean to punch. Such a shame. But now we are nearing Whiterun, because there is the Western Watchtower, and we are going to skirt around this fort, because I don't yet wish to fight off any bandits. I want to make it to Whiterun, grab the spell books, and from there I'm not sure. We'll figure it out. Look at the little horse. Horses all over the place out here. We don't want to aggro those, because those mainly just run away. And my followers will chase them halfway across the continent. Those two towers out there, reminiscent of Valtheim, that is something else that TPOS2 adds. And it is a vampire nest. We will not be going over there anytime too soon. Look at all this. One thing I don't like about TPS2 is it removes a lot of grass from the landscape. My Vedosbrom is usually fairly dense, even though I use just the regular version. This would all be covered in grass normally, but TPOS2 removes that, and I'm not sure if it's for performance and compatibility, or if it's... well, I think it may just be mod author preference. I don't think that Nesbit likes for there to be grass everywhere. I do. I like grass everywhere, except growing through my roadstones. And there we have our first crash. As can often be the case when you run Autumn of Whiterun, the very first time approaching that area can be a problem. Typically, once it crashes, you load the game back up, you go back over there, and it's fine. And it will never crash again. but now I'm going to have to test to determine if that's the case. I didn't really want to end on that kind of note, so I've made my way back to where it was when the game crashed on us the first time. Here we are, coming up on Whiterun. All of the trees have generated. Autumn of Whiterun is another mod that I would have a very hard time playing the game without. I mean, just look at the beauty of all the trees. And some of you will notice, well, hey, how are they different colors? You've got yellow-orange trees with red trees and some shades in between. How is that possible? Autumn of Whiterun doesn't come in multiple colors. I shall tell you.
By Easmere, it's true. A jester, funny suit and all, just north by the Lorius farm. Fool had a coffin in a cart with a broken wheel. Like to see
She's a ventriloquist.
Well, sounds like you've had quite the journey, Uthgar.
So that is a scene added by Cutting Room Floor, where Uthgar the Unbroken speaks with Skolvar here about encountering the jester, Cicero, out there on the road. I love the Cutting Room Floor mod. It adds those types of little things which really, well, add more dimensions to the game. And here's our... I'm coming over here because I wanted to show you this marketplace added by TPOS2 adjacent to Whiterun. There's a little farm with chickens roaming about atop the roof, and a marketplace over here, and somewhere there's a Khajiit that wanders around with a Daedric battle axe. I think he's asleep currently. Anyway, let us proceed on into Whiterun. We'll take a quick look at the interior and how the Autumn of Whiterun affects that. As, you know, there's probably no place in Skyrim which is more familiar to more players than Whiterun. So let's take a look. You can tell me what you think, and please, by all means, any of you watching this that have comments, I want comments. If they're good, great. If not, fine. But go ahead and
You there.
Why is Durak so glitchy? That almost always not like that, but he will... I'll see him coming in the distance, and he'll just disappear, and he'll keep walking in a loop, disappearing. I don't know what mod it may be that conflicts with him, but almost any load order combination that I've run, I run into that sort of a problem with Durak. Is he going to be in here now? Well,
We'll pay
maybe
whatever
not.
it takes, but we must have more swords for the Imperial soldiers.
I just can't fill an order that size.
Oh, don't mind me. Don't mind me. Carry on with your conversation.
And ask Yorland Greymane for help.
I'm very interested to hear what you two have to say to each other.
Besides, Greymane
Not really.
never make steel for the Legion.
Let's go.
Have it your way. I'll take the job, but don't...
So the reason why the trees are different colors is because I am running Autumn of Whiterun with a mod called Dark Ages Trees of the North. And Trees of the North is what is lending these great colors. Normally Autumn of Whiterun, see that tree right there, the yellowish, normally they're all that color. Or like this, something similar. Trees of the North takes all of the aspens in Skyrim, including these here, and it brings color
Crops from
to the leaves, different colors.
If I find out it's one of your kin, I'll see the culprit rot.
Thanks to the mod Heavy Armory,
I'm surprised you had the wits to notice.
Characters such as this all have their own individually unique weapons, which is nice. Let's go ahead and get some of these conversations out of the way. Now, I used to watch a lot of Verdict of Odin. Thum out to Verdict of Odin.
And I can't get the sword.
If he's listening or watching, or anybody who knows him or hangs out on the Discord with him, like I do, Verdict hasn't been very active lately. But that's okay. We all go through periods of... What is this? Why? Okay, here's something I've never noticed before. Why is there draperies hanging from the trees? I never noticed that before. Anyway, Verdict of Odin, I learned a lot from watching his videos, and I kind of take the approach that I'm using here from him. Show the load order first, and then just sort of do some gameplay. So Thum out to Verdict. I hope everything is going well for him in his life. I think he's trying to sort some things out politically. That's fine. This is a very politically... it's a political time. Let's not get into that, though. Last thing I want to do on my channel. We're going to go into here and check out Windows Shadows again. And JK's Dragon's Reach. It's quite the treat. Anybody who's used to just regular Dragon's Reach, wait till you see this. Kind of hard to go back, you know. These little decoration mods, they don't really do anything except for improving the aesthetics of the game. Once you have it, though, how do you go back? Look at this. Here we go. Windows Shadows, casting in the light. We've got suits of armor here. We've got a dragon up on the roof. That's Numenex, presumably. I believe that should be who that is, because now there's a giant moose above Balgriff.
You must help me. We need to get...
But look at this. This is the best part. Look at Farengar's study. Fantastic. These are all statics, of course. Most of them are, because I am running I'm running awesome potions. It's by Tarshana, that's why I said divine. So a couple of these are affected by that, a couple of them aren't. But look at the improved fiery fire salts, frost salts, and glow dust in action here. Hey, there's a Daedra heart. I always end up stealing that because I'm gonna need to make some Daedric weapons later. And it doesn't get any better than Skyland Whiterun. Windows. Thum out once again to John Rose for these Whiterun windows. Anyway, I'm getting carried away in here. So these are static. These are the books added by Forbidden Magic, and we need to steal them. Uh-oh. Did somebody see me? Oop, oop. Bah! Got them. Greetings, Farengar. I shall interrupt in your affairs no longer. What is this? So we've got the books. We're not going to talk to the Jarl right now because we have not initiated the main quest. And quite frankly, I don't know that Zdarra is going to do the main quest. I don't think so, because that's going to be Kolar's thing. Skull, why do you do this to me? Anyway, you know, my friends, I want nothing more than to keep this series honest, okay? I'm not going to edit out crashes or low FPS spots. I stand by the fact that I think this load order is stable. As stable as the vanilla game without mods. You know, regular Skyrim does crash. I played Old Rim on the PS3 for years before I ever had modded Skyrim. And Old Rim itself, with no mods, would crash. That is the nature of the game, okay? So just because your game crashes does not mean that your load order is a failure. Just because you have low FPS in some spots sometimes does not mean your load order is a failure. There are limitations to what the console is capable of. And the occasional crash is going to happen. No matter what you've got going on. Well, almost certainly if you're like me and you run 150 mods all the time, you're going to get a crash here and there, okay? I'm not going to edit those out. I will leave those in the video so that we can experience them and talk about them. And as you can see, my Whiterun is fine. Once it crashed, you load it back up, everything generates, you're good to go. It will never crash here again. So now I'm going to leave it here. Okay? I thank you once again for watching, my friends. I remain Kolar the Unkilled, and I shall see you next time around.